coming into play for these kills. 15 minutes in, still about a 1,400 to 1,700 gold lead going in favor of Team Solo Mid. 7-5 is the kills, but Complexity has found the way to take down Team Solo Mid's turrets. Can they start to pressure the Dragons, though?
Well, since they've taken down the turrets, the next logical thing would be they try to get Dragon control.
Right.
So that's why the Odd One went and put a pink ward on that Dragon already. And it's Complexity's early game push here going down. Like, they've been prepping this for a while. One of the reasons they got turrets is because of the Oracles that was on Laudamortis and the map pressure that was creating. So the next big fight is going to be really key because TSM seems to have been winning the fights along with Complexity's pressure.
Dyrus trying to go for some damage there, and he gets caught out with more members than he thinks were there. He is down to about 400 health. He looks to be chugging potions, but he will stay for the engagement on this fight. He may be able to help from the backside for a chase or engage. The Vision Ward, like you said, is down, and Complexity is going to pressure.
And they have to keep in mind that Reginald has his ultimate. Even though they have Kha'Zix low, he's been healed up a little bit. He's about at half health. TSM has all of their ultimates up, aside from Crescendo. They might try to go in for a fight here, because Complexity's got that Dragon low. There's the wall.
A lot of flashes are still down here for that initiation. They walk into the traps, get the crowd control out. Odd One cocooned right after. Reginald finds his way to the back line, but Prowley goes the same way. The health bars are going low. Prowley gets dropped. 3 go down, 2 on one side, and it looks like it's going to be Brunchu able to clean up from the back. Killing in, it's going to be MIA going down. Wild Turtle finds himself a kill, and they really just organized that for Karthus to be in the middle, and they couldn't get themselves around him.
Reginald always puts himself into the middle of fights as Karthus, makes himself as hard as possible to deal with, but even with all that, it was a 3 for 2. It's all about what TSM could do now, because they got Brunchu and Nikwu so low in that fight that they pretty much had to go immediately back to base, whereas TSM has 3 members at full health. They get the turret, and now they might move towards the Dragon.
Big global gold coming in here for Team Solo Mid, and this is going to really mean some core items for them. A very big fight to even not have Crescendo for and come out on top. You were looking at all the ultimates coming from the other team. Complexity just was not able to make it happen. They could pick up a kill on Dyrus. He's forced to use his ultimate. Looks like he could get out safe here. The ace in the hole is going to take him low, but the shock or the acceleration gate will not keep Nikwu in range.
One shot! Oh, we didn't quite finish him off.
Wild Turtle, got to be careful. Good heal to keep that poke down.
Oh man, Dyrus with the Ninja Tabby boots, giving him 25 extra armor. If he would have went a different boot choice, he would have been dead after that one, but good play from TSM. And now since they stuck around so long, Complexity's going to try to counter back. Let's see if Reggie and the Odd One can hold off this turret.
They got good siege clear here if Reggie can get into range, but that's what he is afraid of. Probably will jump right onto his face along with Laudamortis. They get the turret, not really deterred by the damage being given out. Wild Turtle to farm bottom lane as we take stock of the CS in the game. 154 to Brunchu's 137. Bloodthirster completed to what is going to be an Infinity Edge.
And that was a whole bunch of action. Time to take a breather, because I don't think we're going to have some for about another 25 seconds. No, but the Aegis was completed for Laudamortis. The Infinity Edge just got completed for Brunchu. That's really big since Wild Turtle hasn't gotten to his next big item yet. Never mind. Last Whisper completed by Wild Turtle since he had 2,000 gold to go back and shop with. He also picked up a red elixir, so you can tell TSM is going for the juggler right now, right? They've been powering through them in team fights. Reginald's ultimate will be back up again. This time he actually has Flash on Karthus. There's not a really big objective to fight over since 18 minutes is a bit too early to go for Baron, it seems like. And Wild Turtle is going down to farm that bottom lane, but if TSM can find any kind of fight, I think they're going to want to go for it.
You know, TSM does have Nasus, Karthus, and some good damage, but I don't think they're going to do it. They go for Dyrus, not so much Baron, but he may be just as slippery. Dyrus looks to get out of this one. He uses his jump. Doesn't have to use too much there. The ultimate will be up in just a bit. So we see focus in the top lane. Let's see how TSM responds to this.
And Complexity, not only in picks and bans, but in play, has really tried to pick on Dyrus. And I don't know how well it's working. The amount of times they've ganked him, plus the 3 bans they used on him, and picking away Jay still isn't giving them many advantages.
Flash there from MIA. They get the ward over, but really nothing's going to come of that. Just a vision of where he is exiting. They dive onto Reginald in middle here. Laudamortis gets the Cataclysm down, forced to flash out there, and that's going to be big for a probably 1v1.
That's really worth it, especially in the next team fight for Complexity, because Reginald will no longer be able to flash into their team if they try a siege type thing at this turret down here. Cataclysm comes back much faster than Reginald's flash. I think because of that, TSM is backing up a little bit, not wanting to engage in a team fight of this size.
Looks like Laudamortis, Laudamortis called Prowley back in mid, so they don't want to fight this. They just want to siege control and keep TSM here while Prowley pushes these lanes in. But Dyrus actually going to be stopped by Nikwu top, so they have great positioning here.
Yeah, and Prowley is moving towards the bottom. I mean, if anything, this is a 4v4. Complexity wouldn't be strong enough to fight this heads up. I don't know what the win here is for Complexity. TSM has a lot of positive map pressure here. They got a turret in the top, as well as this turret just being sieged down. And I don't know if Complexity can go in, whereas TSM would have an opportunity to counter-engage if Complexity goes.
A lot of Mortis backing within vision here, so this next wave could mean more aggression. He's going to stop that back. He doesn't draw any type of aggression from over the wall. Maybe he was just trying to blow some cooldowns. The wards are going out nicely to really give everybody vision within this ward fight that we're about to have if they don't engage.
TSM just taking the objectives away from them. Even though they're sitting on a ward here, there's no way that red buff is getting taken by Complexity. So Complexity realizes the stage of the game here. They probably have a pretty good sense of how far they are behind. They can tell that the 80 carry items are essentially 2-to-1. Infinity Edge versus a Bloodthirster and a Last Whisper. They know the Rod of Ages is completed on Reggie, and he's a potent threat. They realize that the resets could come from Dyrus if he reaches down for a team fight. And they know that all of TSM's ultimates are up and that they probably have better team fight presence as well. So Complexity hoping for a mistake, I think.
There's the wall going down that gives them a little bit more pressure on the turret. They're going to go ahead and back off here. We see Dyrus and Prolly in middle. Prolly goes in hard onto Dyrus. It's going to be the Ignite going down. He's trying to go all in on this one. Forces the jump from Dyrus. So that is an Ignite down from Prolly.
Man, leave Dyrus alone. They just keep going for him, and he keeps getting away. Look at that, 176 farm, more than Reggie, despite how much he has been ganked. This is a very impressive Kha'Zix performance. Even though all he's been doing is running away for the most part, the amount of attention that Complexity has used towards him for very little reward is impressive in itself.
It's still interesting. It's kind of how I thought I'd see the play of, you know, Dyrus plays that way with every other champion. Kha'Zix, you usually see players jumping on the face, getting kills as much as possible, but he's taken a slow roll Kha'Zix.
We'll see. It's going to be really, like, he's still going to be really strong.
Oh,
his
of
farm
course.
is big enough. He started with a tier, right? He's got 450 of the 750 mana required to transform that to the Mirror Mana. And look out, Dyrus probably wants to catch you again, but he's deciding not to go in that time because he couldn't actually see him around the corner.
Probably has the Zonias, so he can be a bit tricky. We know he likes to be flashy within his play. You can see him. He's kind of just messing with his mustache right now, twisting the side of it. He's like, do I want the kill? Do I want it? No, it's tea time. I'm going to wait. But actually, it looks like he's going to want it here. He's saying, guys, I may go in on Dyrus.
Dyrus doesn't have his ultimate up for another few seconds, but he does have that leap.
Oh, the leap once again. Chat, they're not going to listen to you. They're going for Dyrus.
They want him dead. They want to squash that bug into the ground.
It's not even like he's got shutdown gold on him either.
Yeah, it's just a strategy thing, right? Like, you could tell they came into this game being like, we need to shut down Dyrus because then we'll shut down TSM. But TSM was
a little bit. There's not an exponential amount of gold for them, but they do want Kha'Zix dead. It definitely means they have a good amount of pressure. It stops the factor of that single isolation being so strong for that team. Somebody gets withered out and then gets Kha'Zix'd, if you will. So they're just trying to look for Nick Wu to get the poke in here. They are not giving Nick Wu the blue buff this time, though. They are continuing that to Prolly. Once they get it, that is.
Yeah, they haven't had the best control of the objectives this time. And the Dragon is up once again, but Prolly is up in the top lane, so maybe they're just trying to get some turret pressure going again. They're threatening TSM a little bit, but that Dragon is just being two-man by the Odd One and Wild Turtle. So, you know, TSM just having control of this game. They even go top to try to stop Prolly. Let's see if he fights him out of the turret.
They may try to go. Prolly's actually putting himself in a pretty scary position here. He gets the exhaust down. He's going to be taking a lot here. He can still dive onto Reginald. Puts him in Defile, though. This is going to be a tricky fight. A lot of Mortis taking out Reginald there for a little bit of damage. He throws on the Seraph's Embrace, and that really stops a lot of what they thought was going to be a kill for themselves. Getting a little bit antsy. Complexity finds himself on the backside of a turret here, and they find themselves two people out on the Rift. Could be 3 and 4. The chase coming in. Dyrus doesn't waste, but gets cocooned up off of the jump. Doesn't get another reset from that, and looks like they disengage the fight.
So even though Complexity was trying to split push, TSM just collapsed down straight on and get the 2 kills out of that. And maybe they might try to get either a Blue Invade or a Dragon out of this because they know both solo lanes for Complexity are dead after that engagement.
Looks like they are going to harass here again, and like I said, the blue buff not going to Nick Wu or Prolly for quite some time. That's going to hurt him once more. That goes to Dyrus, and he's kind of been getting those all game in the top lane. And
it's going to be exceptionally good for them here. The TSM did this yesterday when Reginald was on Karthus. Even though his blue buff is about to expire on Karthus, they gave the blue buff to Dyrus as well. The poke from Kha'Zix, just like the poke from Jace, can be actually really spammable and really powerful. And since Reginald went for that Seraph's Embrace plus Rod of Ages build, he's sitting at 2,800 mana. Like, the blue buff actually isn't as important for Karthus as it used to be before people started going for this incredibly mana-heavy build. And it's just a smart strategy for TSM that they're pulling off once again.
And we see MIA, once again, he doesn't like boots. He doesn't like boots too much. He's not going to want them. He's kind of playing the in and out, dodge the damage game. We see Lucidity boots, however, coming out for special, so he's going for cooldowns this game with his purchase.
And I wonder why Complexity has 5 wards around the Baron area, even though they're not necessarily pressuring the Baron area. X-Special is going to get a whole bunch of cookies when he runs around this part of the jungle and just clean up in gold. And Complexity is going to lose the Baron control pretty shortly, unless they try to fight here.
He didn't want that one. Completely overlapped it, wasn't able to see it. Return on investment, just grabbing up some wards here. Looks like he'll keep going down. No, he's not going to go down to the blue. He doesn't know where that full vision is, but they do set up. Team Solo mid looking to bait out the Baron here.
And they have the lead to do such a thing as well. Wild Turtles actually only died the one time, and that was after a beautiful double kill. They got a lot of armor pen coming through as well, because both Dyrus and Wild Turtle have that last whisper very early. And that's pretty much just to make sure they can kill Prawley when he dives through, because he's the only one with a substantial amount of armor. Letomortis has went very magic resistance heavy, trying to make sure that they have a bit more defense against Reginald, but this is just a tough situation for Complexity to be in, because look at that damage from TSM.
They would love to get that. Oracle's right off of MIA, but he's not going to go down. He's got about 70 HP to his name. They're going to continue to push this turret right now. Requiem is up, so Reginald's kind of just waiting here. He sees the back going off. He will not throw it off. He does not want to get knocked out. MIA is not worth it. Probably could be going down here. He throws it down. Now MIA, stop backing. He does eventually go down, but it's the Wild Turtles. He gets himself in the fight there. Triple kill coming in for Reginald from the Karthus Requiem. The inhibitor turret will fall here, and the inhibitor.
TSM just completely rolled through Complexity there. They are so strong and so confident in that fight. Not a single death for them. They look to just carry this through to the Nexus, and this is only 27 minutes in.
Above half health bars mean it. Reginald actually taking out the turrets here. He's quite hurt, but they are going to be able to drop that last Nexus turret. 27 minutes in, a 17-7 here. Team Solo Mid finds a great fight at the doorstep of Complexity's base.
Complexity needed